What's good, everyone, and welcome to the channel as the AFC Super Wildcard Weekend adds another day to it as the Steelers and Bills are literally, seconds away from kickoff. Yes, this is a Chiefs channel, and yes, we are covering a game that has nothing to do with the Kansas City Chiefs, at least on the face surface. So, if the Pittsburgh Steelers pull off a huge upset today, the Kansas City Chiefs will have another home game against the Houston Texans. Now, if the Buffalo Bills win, that means Patrick Mahomes will have his first road playoff game in his career. So it's either going to be the Texans or Bills for the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC divisional round. So we're definitely tuned in. I want y'all to know that I don't care who it is. I just can't wait to get to the divisional round. This team is rolling good. Let's just get the playoffs pushing. And right now, let me get some things adjusted and make sure. I think I got mostly everything at hand right away. I try to make sure to clear most of my Chief stuff up. I got Steelers Bills scoreboard. I think we're ready to go. I think everyone in Buffalo is ready to go. They just came back from commercial break. And it looks like a beautiful day in Buffalo. Like, it's funny. They were hiring people $20 an hour to shovel out the snow, which is crazy. I might have done that for $20 an hour. That just looked like a fun time. Right now, the temperature they're saying is 17 degrees, 10 to 15 mile an hour winds, and it feels like 4. So we're not going to get no snow. It ain't going to be no blizzard type of atmosphere, which kind of sucks. I really love watching those games, but if you did see the kind of weather conditions it was, football could not have been played. So I understand they postponed it, but the Chiefs played a negative 27. They could have done it if they really wanted to. I think this is going to be much, much more of an interesting game than what a lot of people are anticipating. I think this is the kind of game the Pittsburgh Steelers are really made for. A lot of people are thinking that the Buffalo Bills are just going to steamroll the Steelers because the Steelers, people don't view as a quote unquote legit playoff team, but they can play good defense and they can run the football and they got weapons on the outside. If Buffalo, for somehow, some way, doesn't execute and they let Pittsburgh hang around, this can be an interesting game headed into the fourth quarter. I don't see the Bills steamrolling them. I do see the Bills winning, but I can see a scenario where the Pittsburgh Steelers win as well. So this is going to be a fun one. And the kickoff is underway. Pittsburgh does receive the ball first. I think that's Jalen Warren with his hands on the return. He takes it probably to the – he's still up, actually, before I count him down. He got near the 30. So Pittsburgh will start near the 30. Let's do this. Let's have a good time. And for a lot of people who aren't up to date with the Steelers, I'm going to try my best with this as well. I know a lot of us are Kansas City fans because it's a Chiefs channel, but I'm very good with the NFL, so I'm not too in-depth with every player. But right now, Mason Rudolph is the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kenny Pickett's been out due to injury, and Mason Rudolph, he's been serviceable. He's got them to a place where they can be in the playoffs, and now hopefully trying to win a playoff game with 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line. First play is the pitch to Najee Harris. Najee Harris looks like he picks up probably 2 yards. I'm just hoping every game this weekend besides the Cowboys and Lions has been a blowout. I'm hoping this one's a closer one as well because Super Wildcard Weekend hasn't really been that festive for nail biters and things like that. Let's get another competitive game out here as well. And also tonight we will have the Buccaneers and Eagles. I won't be going live for that one, but it will definitely be out there. And of course, we'll keep up to date as that. I think it may be going on at the same time. Not exactly. Mason Rudolph does throw a screen to Warren. Warren makes a move. Warren's going upfield. He picks up 10, 12. So Steelers got a first down and they're moving. They're already past midfield. Hey, Charles, it's good to see you in the chat. Hey, I can see an outcome like that. I think the Steelers, if the Bills keep it close and the Steelers play really good football, they can pull off the upset. They They just need to, kind of like with the Chiefs, stay simplistic. Don't do anything crazy. Just control the ball, move the ball, and get points. Hand off to Harris again. Harris is going to pick up another 2 yards to bring it 2nd and 8. Mr. 100B, it's good to see you in the chat. Who you rooting for in this game, or you don't care? I think, I don't know. I'm the weird fan. I want Buffalo because I want Patrick Mahomes to get his first game on the road, but I love playing at Arrowhead too. That's why I'm like, just give me anyone. But hopefully this is just a good game. That's all I'm hoping for. It's 2nd and 8 for the Steelers. Najee Harris is in motion. Rudolph deflected pass intended for Pickens. Pickens was open too. It would have probably been another first down. Yeah, deflection was by Bernard, and yeah, it really did disrupt another first down because Pickens was open for that. This is bringing up 3rd and 8 for Pittsburgh. Jaylen Warren is in the game now, replacing Najee Harris on 3rd down. He is their receiving back. Bill showing blitz. Rudolph, he overthrew Pat Fairmouth. That had a chance, but Snell's long, 4th and 8. They're bringing the punt team out. And the wind could have definitely have lifted that pass as well. They said to start the game, the wind's between 10 to 15 miles an hour, and I don't even know if that's including gust, but you gotta assume it's swirling out there. All right, the punt is underway, and it's a bad punt. The wind probably grabbed it, but it got to the 21. So Josh Allen and the offense will be coming back after commercial break. I'm intrigued to see what the Bills offense does because we've seen in the last 3 or 4 weeks, they don't tend to get it kicking right away. This has been literally a 3rd, 4th quarter team to where if you keep them in the game, they find a way to win it. I wonder if they start off quick and fast and put up points. They have the ability to do it. They just haven't been. They've been having a lot of miscues. Like in the game prior where we watched the Dolphins, Josh Allen had 2 turnovers right away. Actually 3, I believe. I think he had 2 interceptions and a fumble, and it kept Miami alive. But Miami wasn't putting up points, and they kept the Bills in it to where Buffalo ended up winning the game at the end. So let's see what Buffalo can do on their first drive. Yeah, Mr. 100B, and that's a good perspective to look at it as well, that the only way the AFC Championship can basically be held in Arrowhead again is if the Bills win this game. Mahomes will have to take a little short road trip, but the Texans will go to Baltimore. And let's say the red hot Texans with CJ Stroud, DeMeco Ryans goes into Baltimore and defeats the Ravens, and the Chiefs beat the Bills. The AFC Championship is back where it belongs. So that is one scenario as well. And that's why I think I'm kind of looking for that scenario too, because I know a lot of people are very, very high on the Ravens, and rightfully so. They've been a phenomenal team this year. They just have that one big question mark for me. This reminds me of Lamar Jackson's MVP season prior to where they were the 1 seed. They looked great. And then Tennessee came in and bounced them in the divisional round. We don't know what they're all about in the playoffs. They got to get that monkey off their back. Will they? We'll find out. But they definitely got the ability to do so. But they definitely need to answer that question for me. Hey, Teresa, good to see you in the stream. Yeah, it's a bonus stream. Hey, these games are fun to go over. It's kind of relaxing knowing that I ain't got to stress play-by-play of the Kansas City Chiefs and hopefully them making a play. I can just relax and watch the Steelers and Bills do some crazy nonsense out there. It's crazy how they're showing right now coming back from commercial break just how it wasn't quick, but they made it look quick on how they get the snow off the field. And it literally looks like So I was going to say sunny evening, but that doesn't make sense. It's a clear evening there. That's what I'll give it. All right, 1st and 10 for the Bills on the 20. Quick throw to Shakir. That'll pick up 5. It'll bring up 2nd and 5. Hey, I'm not going to be mad at that. If the Steelers could pull it off, that would be a huge upset, and I'd be happy for it. That would be a good outcome as well. We know one thing that needs to happen, which we've seen throughout the season. Josh Allen needs to make mistakes, and he's not prone to not do them, so we'll see. James Cook with the handoff here, it'll bring up 3rd and 1. But yeah, we know Josh Allen. He's that home run hitter. He wants all or nothing sometimes, and sometimes he goes for broke, and that plays huge for the Steelers. The Steelers got to play really good defense today to give their offense a shot. Did they get that? I don't think they picked up that 3rd and 1. It was a QB. They gave it to him. I don't know if he got. He went over initially and they pulled him. Okay, I see it. Yeah, he initially got it. His body's over. Don't give it to him. It's hard to overturn. I don't know if that ball ever got over. I know half of his body did. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Bills. Allen looking deep. Oh, that was a beautiful catch by Kincaid. It was great. It was covered beautifully too as well. Defender had his hand in there, but Kincaid's coming on very strong at the end of the season. Yeah, Mr. 100B, that is very valid as well too. Like the Bills with postponing this, if the Bills do win, hold up. Quick pass to Diggs. Diggs looks like he may have got the first. But yeah, going back to that, with the postponement of this game, the Bills will have one less day rest if they do win this. So that's an advantage for KC as well, even though playoffs, everyone's beat up. But hey, you give us a slugfest, shoot, even take it into overtime. Get the Bills worn down. If they win in overtime, hey, I'm good with that. Get them a little more tired and exhausted and not that many days to prepare for the Chiefs. I can live with that. This is a run to James Cook. He will pick up. He's still going, so I'm not even going to catch him. He's still going. It looked like 3, but he picked up 6. And then right now they're showing TJ Watt, who had that unfortunate MCL injury at the end in the final game, which the Steelers' best player. They need him on the field, and he ain't going to be out there for today. And it's a win or go home, so that sucks. This is a quick pass to Stephon Diggs. He picks up the first and some. He advances it to probably, I would say, the 23. And the Bills are getting close to red zone. It's crazy. Last 5 playoff games, Stephon Diggs is averaging 58 yards. You would expect more. That's a handoff to James Cook. Oh, James Cook finds a hole. He picks up 12. They are in the red zone approaching 1st and goal, but it's a little outside of 1st and goal. Yeah, Teresa, that is very true. I think since Thanksgiving, every other opponent the Chiefs played had more rest than the Chiefs, which screw the schedule makers. Even if it was bad teams, good teams, you give an opponent more day to rest, that's an advantage. Or to prepare, that's an advantage. Hand off to Cook again. He picks up probably 2, maybe 3. What are the chances Josh Allen gives us a turnover here? It could happen. I ain't counting it out just yet. 2nd and 7 for the Bills. Allen's throwing, quick pass, wide open, Knox. That's a touchdown. That's a great first possession for the Buffalo Bills to start this game. They should have gave us the Blizzard game. And the thing the Steelers can't do, all the snowballs flying in the air, the thing the Steelers can't do, 7-0 is not too drastic, but you can't fall behind. You have a struggling offense as it is. You don't even want to get in a shootout with the Bills. That's Bills game all day. You got to play some more defense than what you did on this first drive. That looked like an ugly kick, but it went through the upright. So that'll be our first points of the day. It'll be 7-0 Bills. Steelers need to come out on offense and get some points, even if it's a field goal. I got to assume their defense will show up. You got to get pressure on Allen, but offense is my main concern for the Steelers. And I like Jaylen Warren. Yeah, I want Jaylen Warren to have 10 receptions in this game. He's a running back, but man, he's one of their most explosive weapons. They do got George Pickens, Deontay Johnson, but the Bills will try their best to clamp that down. I don't think Mason Rudolph can throw far in this game either with wind, but hey, we'll find out. I think you depend heavily on your two-headed monsters with Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris. I thought this was a Geico commercial with the caveman, but this is a FanDuel commercial. Everyone's doing it like a caveman. Bringing the old school back. Sounds like we're just about to come back from commercial break right here. Yeah, okay, commercial break is up. All the snow looks beautiful around there. I'm pretty sure it was a pain in the ass to get through when it was coming down yesterday. And the kickoff is underway. It'll go out the end zone. The Pittsburgh Steelers will start on the 25. Oh, Usher's the halftime for the Super Bowl? I forgot about that, or if I didn't even know. Hand off to Najee Harris. Najee Harris, it looks like he'll just pick up 2 again. He's averaging 2 yards a carry. Usually I like that, but he ain't getting a good steam forward. He needs to pick up more than 2 yards. Steelers are going to be depending on him. It's crazy the kind of bounce back Mason Rudolph had, because I remember last year he was terrible. Like when he was feeling, I don't even think, was he filling in or was the year before when Roth was, before Pickett? I just remember he was bad. When Myles Garrett threw his helmet at him, I mean, that was a sight, but he just wasn't good. Now this year, he's backstretch of December led them into the playoffs. There was another Najee Harris run, and he got more than I said he should get. He got 3 yards there. So it brings up 3rd and 5. All right, 3rd and 5. Steelers, you cannot go 3 and out here. You cannot go 3 and out here. Buffalo's going to get the momentum easily if they don't already have it. Jalen Warren's in motion. And he just threw. I don't know if the wind took that ball, what was going on, but that was nowhere near his receiver. So that's 3 and out for the Steelers. This is not a good start for the Steelers offense. The defense needs to give them some life. Kind of sounds like I'm talking like a Chiefs game, huh? HL, what Mason Rudolph remind you of Freddie Mercury? That is I'm trying to remember. I saw someone on Twitter have a comparison of Rudolph, and I'm drawing a blank of what it was. It was a really good comparison. The punt settles at the 27-yard line. So when the Bills come, they'll have a lengthy field to drive, but nothing too crazy. They drove a longer field on their last possession. Teresa. TJ, let's just say losing TJ Watt to that defense is like the Chiefs losing Patrick Mahomes to the offense. Like he's the best defensive player probably in the league. And it sucks he got hurt in the last week of the season. So hopefully the Steelers can find some life on defense because right now they can't on offense. I mean, we had a 7-seed win yesterday, the first 7-seed ever with the Green Bay Packers over the Cowboys, which was nuts. The Packers routed the Cowboys. Don't look at the final score. The final score doesn't know justice because the Cowboys put up points at the end. But hey, Steelers, join the 7-seed club. Go beat the number 2 seed Bills. Which I'm impressed with the Packers. I kind of feel better. Well, it still sucks, but it makes me feel better that, hey, our loss to them is kind of justifiable now because here they are making a run. Because when they beat us, everyone's like, wow, really? Y'all lost to Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers? But Jordan Love is showing, hey, he's a good quarterback in this league. Now Mason Rudolph, I don't know if he's got Jordan Love talent though. They have to depend on their weapons more than the talent at that QB position. I don't even think there probably is, but just off the oh yeah, there is. Okay, I was gonna say I don't think there's a cloud in the sky, and then they pan a different direction, and there is a cloud in the sky. Definitely doesn't look like no snow or anything's coming in though tonight. All right, 1st and 10 for the Bills on the 27. Looks like Stephon Diggs is in motion. Play action. Oh, he missed Stephon Diggs. I think the wind may be playing a factor here because Stephon Diggs was open and that carried more out of bounds. Yeah, H hole, like it's crazy. Like with Jordan Love, some of his off-platform throws, and I hate to do it, but it literally is like Mahomes-esque. If he gets his tools crafted down well, he may be one of those top 5 quarterbacks going into next year. That may be a rich take, but he's definitely got the talent to do it. Steelers blitz. Oh, he missed Allen. Peterson's got to make that sack. It brings up 3rd and short now, but Josh Allen is one tough son of a gun to bring down, but you got to make that sack if you want to give the Steelers any hope. Oh, Teresa, yeah, I think Chiefs players would rather play in this than negative 27 the other night. Like 4 degrees is still nothing to balk at, but negative 27 is painful. All right, here comes 3rd and 2 for the Bills. Off target throw by Allen, and that'll bring up 4th and 2. So, told you, Allen will keep a game. So, he had Kincaid, and he just threw it behind him. And again, I'm so curious on most of these throws if the wind is taking those. I don't think so. I think that's just a bad throw. All right, they're getting ready for the punt. Steelers got their return man, Calvin Austin. He is a speedy guy. He can make a play if need be. And it just goes out of bounds at the 19. All right, Steelers. This will be the Steelers' 3rd possession on offense coming out. I think so far, the first drive, they moved it a little bit, but led to 0 points. And then the second drive, they went 3 and out. Buffalo has our only points on the day with the Dawson Knox touchdown. And I know Teresa mentioned it earlier because I don't even know too much about the Steelers as well. But was Kenny Pickett put on IR like with the injury, or did he just get benched for Rudolph? Because I don't remember throughout the season. See, I know there's been a lot of quarterback injuries throughout the year, so this one could have easily been missed. But I don't remember Kenny Pickett's injury this year at all. I got what I'm initially thinking is like it was an injury, then Mason Rudolph came in, and then Mason Rudolph played better. But then I feel like Kenny Pickett would have came back in the game. So I got to assume he's on IR. I'm just over here thinking out loud. Okay, H-O, that's what like I was curious. Like I just don't remember. He may be injured, but I don't remember it being a significant injury where it kept him out all year. And I just feel like Rudolph may have been playing better, and now he's just benched. But I wouldn't be surprised if he is back up now on the sideline. I assume if the Steelers get blown out here, that they'll pan to him on the sideline and be like, when are they going to bring Pickett in? All right, we're back from commercial break. The Steelers are getting ready to set their offense on the field on the 19. Let's hope they showed up to Buffalo here. Because right now the Steelers offense hasn't done nothing on their first 2 possessions. Quick pass to George Pickens. Pickens, he fumbled. He may have been down, but if he wasn't, incomplete. They're saying he never had possession. My main concern was he caught it, but no one touched him, and he just fell on the floor and lost the ball. That's a catch. That's a catch. He made a football move. He made a football move, but that's a football move. Yeah, was it? I'm wondering if he was down. It looked like he stretched. I didn't pay attention to the back because if he stretched, his knees may not touch. But it'll be interesting to see how it all. They're going through it anyways. Okay, HO. Thanks for the update. Yeah, I didn't know much about Kenny Pickett. Let's see here. I don't know if he was down, HO. He lunged forward. I don't think he was down. Because he tried to fight for that first down, and that may have cost him. Because I think it was definitely a catch. Now it's just going to be, was it a fumble? Ooh, Trista, that's a good question. Well, let's go team by team. We just discussed the Steelers. I don't think the Bills have injuries. Like today, they're missing their cornerback Rasul Douglas and Gabe Davis. But is that game-changing injuries? No. Thankfully, I don't believe the Chiefs have any game-changing injuries at the moment. The Ravens, they lost their running back J.K. Dobbins for the year, but then they just signed Dalvin Cook, so that could be a wash. Man, I'm trying to think of big-time injury. Texans. The Texans just put their wide receiver Noah Brown on injured reserve. Also, their playmaker Tank Dell on injured reserve, so they're slim in the wide receiver room, but they got Nico Collins, and he's just been a monster this year. Packers are just a young team. I don't think they're dealing with injuries. The youth. Bucks, Eagles. We'll see how that pans out. I don't think there's going through it. I don't think there's that many big time injuries. I could be missing someone though. Yeah, HO, you're right. The first initial angle, it looked like he was already on his side, but then when they flipped the angle, you could see he was trying to dive for that first down, and that may have cost him. Well, there it is. It's ruled a completion, a fumble, and recovered by Buffalo. Chiefs Kingdom, this was the receiver you wanted? I'm just messing with y'all. Quite frankly, he would fit in. He would have got lucky if that elbow would have hit, but that elbow didn't hit either. George Pickens, man, he's got, as we all know, definitely Chiefs Kingdom. He's got all the talent in the world. And he's had some phenomenal games this year. I think he's over 1,000 yards on the year too as well. 1st and 10, Josh Allen's going deep. Wow. So far, it looks like we're playing Buffalo. That was a wide open touchdown on the first play to Dalton Kincaid. Both tight ends on the board with the TD. That was quick. Oh, geez. They didn't even cover Kincaid. Kincaid just all in the middle of the field. He's like, no one's there. I'm taking it. Extra points good. That brings 14-0. Yeah, Mr. 100B. For a lot of Chiefs Kingdom, hoping Pittsburgh was going to pull off the upset. We're seeing why Pittsburgh was a 7th seed and snuck into the playoff. Teresa, it may look good, but we know how receivers develop in the Andy Reid system. Chiefs Kingdom would have been mad initially because he wouldn't be on the field. He wouldn't be getting targets. And then towards the end of the year, we see the potential. All right, we're back from commercial break. Buffalo's getting ready for the kickoff. And Pittsburgh needs to desperately do something to get points on the board before this gets crazy, which it might be in that direction already. That kick is out of the end zone. The Steelers will start on the 25. I will say, if anything, if we play the Bills, hey, we get to be like a coach right now. We get to sit back, game plan, look at what they're doing, and have them not do it next week. Because the Chiefs secondary is not going to allow those kind of plays. At least I hope not, but they haven't all year. So Josh Allen ain't getting these kind of looks. That's for sure. All right, 1st and 10 for the Bills. Warren with the handoff. Warren picks up a yard. Pickens comes back on the field. I don't think he was out there for the first down play. All right, this brings up 2nd and 9. Deontay Johnson is in motion. Rudolph deflected again. Oh, geez, they look terrible. This is what a 2 seed going against a 7 seed should look like. Not that Cowboys-Packers game where the Packers demolished the Cowboys. The Bills are showing that they're more dominant than the Steelers right now. Here comes 3rd and 9. Rudolph. They're 0 for 2 so far. So does it look good? No. But the Steelers desperately need something. Wow. It was deflected and it was on George Pickens, and I think it hit the ground, but they're saying they called it incomplete, but they'll review it probably. But the cornerback looked like he pulled it off of Pickens. Let's see. It probably hit the ground, though. Yeah, it did. Pickens would have been so frustrated if that bounced right in the DB's hand. Well, that's 4 drives. Almost block punt. I think it might have been. Or it was just terrible. But yeah, that's 4 drives for the Steelers and nothing. We're still in the first quarter, too. the Steelers are going to need like a pick six. They're going to need a fumble recovery. They're going to need Josh Allen to mess up. Teresa, I don't even know. I don't even know how they make this close. If they make it close, it's going to be because the defense makes the play. Something needs to spark this offense, and it's going to be the defense. Yeah, H-Hole, at this point, you would think that they got to get close to this. I mean, I know it's only first quarter, but if Buffalo scores here and it goes 17 or 21-0, you got to think you're in that F-it mode where you're just playing for your life and you're just chucking it all the time now. Mr. 100B, I 1,000% agree. And I think let's use what you displayed there. So if KC can go into Buffalo and beat the Bills, if they can go into Baltimore and beat the Ravens, and if they can go in the Super Bowl and beat the Niners, I believe out of every Super Bowl run they had, this year would be the best Super Bowl, in my opinion. I think I appreciate each and every one of them, of course, but that kind of run where you go against each and every best of best, because in years past, we typically face teams who pulled off the upsets like Browns, Texans, and stuff like that to advance, or even the Titans in the AFC Championship game. If you play every single top seed, yeah, I would say this would be my favorite Super Bowl run. Teresa would definitely have an impact if that's true. Yeah, I mean, also too, I know Arrowhead was was heated, but also in the third quarter, that was an ice skating rink too in some of the end zones. I don't think those heaters were working for the -27. But yeah, if you hit the ground head first or anywhere, yeah, you're gonna feel that. It's gonna be like concrete. Yeah, Teresa, most definitely. The Packers were a different kind of number 7 seed. The Steelers, they're showing they're just happy to be here. All right, 1st and 10 for the Bills. They're already near midfield. Quick throw to Diggs. They didn't even tackle him. He should have lost 3 yards. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage. The Steelers defense needs to bring some life, like desperately. And it's crazy. We're literally at the end of the first quarter. Here comes 2nd and 11 for the Bills. James Cook is in motion. Quick pass from Allen. It's incomplete, intended for Kincaid. This will bring up 3rd and 11. Kincaid looks a little shaken up, but he did get up and he's walking on his own power. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense desperately needs this stop on 3rd down. Allen's throwing under center, quick pass to James Cook, and that's a good tackle by Fitzpatrick. That's a loss of 3. Steelers defense makes the stop. That was a good open field tackle by Fitzpatrick. Again, Steelers coming out on offense for the 5th possession. What's a record for how many possessions in a quarter? I feel like 5 in 1 quarter is nuts. And it was fair caught at the 8-yard line. Now, 1 possession was a quick pass that was fumbled, but hey, you still consider it a possession. Okay, the Eagles and Buccaneers will actually be later on in the night. I thought they'd be happening almost the same time. But so if the Steelers somehow, some way win this game, the Chiefs and Texans will play on Saturday. And if the Bills win, the Bills and Chiefs will play on Sunday. So watch your calendars. Make sure you got any game listed. Right now, it looks like Bills and Chiefs. Sunday is slated, but maybe Mason Rudolph can pull off a 92-yard drive here. Play action. Wide open. Okay, there we go. We got some life. And he fumbled. You got to be joking. You got to be joking. He wasn't down? He wasn't down? Steelers are hoping for a break here. That was like a 40-yard pickup. Okay, it was a fumble forward out of bounds. Steelers caught a break. Jeez. It was definitely a fumble, too. Where did it go out? I'm going to need better angles of this. I don't know if that was out of bounds. Unless he never had possession when his shoulder hit out of bounds. I don't know what's going on. And Buffalo has every right to challenge because that's not an easy call. Okay. So if it was still, I don't know. If it was still touching any part of Freiermuth while Freiermuth was out of bounds, that's an out of bounds ball. But man, it doesn't look like it. Let's see. There's a lot to look at these angles. At the end of the day, they called it a fumble forward progress. I do not know if you overturn it or not. I don't know if there's anything obvious. Yeah, he's in bounds when he recovers it. That's clear as day. Man, this is going to be a call. This is going to be an interesting call. Pittsburgh literally found something that gave him life, like a 35-yard pass, just for it to be fumbled again. Oh, Teresa, now your TV's ahead of mine today. Okay. I guess we're just going to flip-flop. Hey, but I'm fine with it. They didn't say, give a really good description on, they just said it stands. Steelers probably caught a break there. Oh, and Buffalo's out of challenges for the remaining of the half. And we're still in the first quarter, so that's nuts too. Because he used one that was successful, and you only get two regardless if you win one or not. Quick pass, Allen Robinson, if y'all don't remember him. Yeah, he on the Steelers. But that should have took Pittsburgh past midfield. If not, yeah, Pittsburgh got to put some points on the board. Hand off to Harris. Oh, Harris got a little hole. Okay, no. Towards the first down, it'll probably be second and inches. Okay, Pittsburgh putting something together. 2nd and 1. Most teams, I say, play action, go deep. Steelers, just pick up the yard. Really, just pick up the yard. And it's end of the first quarter. Finally, this was a long quarter. Okay, that was a record that they. I swear there's a record for anything, but Buffalo just broke a record for the first team in the playoffs in the first quarter to have 2 different tight ends score a touchdown. Anything could be a record nowadays. Oh, I messed that up. I don't know why that disappeared. I thought I had that up. Oh, it's probably when I. There we go. And Teresa, back to your point, I gotta assume, unless it was just way more cleaner football by the Kansas City Chiefs, but with this cold weather, the Steelers are struggling to hold on to the ball like it's a brick or an ice cube. But the Chiefs players didn't struggle with it. Different temperatures, I guess, different atmosphere. Who knows? I think for the Steelers, though, since they're past midfield in enemy's territory, this is their time. They need to put up points. And I don't even know if a field goal suffices. You may need a touchdown. Teresa, yeah, again, that's valid as well. Pittsburgh is one of Pittsburgh when growing up. That was the one I watched most of the snow games was in Heinz Field on TV. So you're right; they should be more accustomed to cold weather than anybody. Yeah, Mr. 100B, I have no idea either. They just said it stands. They didn't go into no description or anything like that. They literally just said the play stands. I mean, I guess Pittsburgh finally caught a break. All right, we're back from commercial break. The sun is setting in Buffalo, and we're just about to start the second quarter as the Pittsburgh Steelers will have a 2nd and 1 in enemy's territory. Mason Rudolph, he's 4 for 10 for 70 yards. 4 for 10 is pretty ugly. Just pick up this yard. There goes Harris. Okay, Harris. Harris. This is why one way I'd give the Steelers a chance to win the game before they were down 14-0 was Najee Harris is made for cold weathers. These defenders, if you keep running him, they're not going to want to tackle him. He is a hard runner. And then you got the elusiveness of Jalen Warren to where if you don't want to throw downfield, you could throw a screen and he could take it 25 yards if that's the case right now. Steelers are throwing. Wow. Get it? Rudolph. That's a sack by Russo. The thing that frustrated me the most with that was Russo twirled him around, and there was nowhere where Rudolph thought maybe, hey, throw this to my underneath man and Jalen Warren. He literally looked in his direction. If it would have hit the ground, it's incomplete, but now you lost 10 yards. Here comes 2nd and 21. Hand off to Jalen Warren. Okay, Warren. That's a solid run on 2nd and 21 to pick up more than half of that. Mr. 100B, you're probably 1,000% correct. They probably want another 13-second game. They don't want to miss out on it. Tony Romo and Jim Nance definitely want to be calling that one. 3rd and 8. They made it 3rd and manageable somehow. I don't know what the hell Rudolph's doing. Jalen Warren picks up the blitz. Rudolph scrambles. Almost overthrew Fairmouth. Oh, what a play by Muth. And they pick up the first. 3rd and 8 picks up 12. Okay, Rudolph. You got some playmaking ability, I see. Handoff to Warren. He picks up a yard. He got lit up too. This will be bringing up 2nd and 9. They're on the 12. Pittsburgh needs a touchdown. That's pass interference. They didn't. I was about to say he wrapped up Deontay Johnson. And now Deontay Johnson's pissed. They almost didn't throw that flag. That's one of the most obvious PIs. All the way. Oh, and by the way, Ka'ir Elam, Chiefs Kingdom, you know who he is. He's the replacement draft pick because the Bills wanted McDuffie and they ended up drafting him. And he has not panned out oh so well for the Bills. Honestly, he's been inactive a lot of games this season. So here's 1st and goal for the Steelers. Just pound Najee Harris. Harris got nowhere. This is why I'm not a coach. Oh, that's why Elam is out there, because Rasul Douglas, as I mentioned to start the stream, is injured. I blanked that, and I don't know how I blanked that because I said it to start the stream. All right, 2nd and goal for the Steelers. Quick throw from Rudolph. Intercepted. Wow. Elam ran the receiver's route better than the wide receiver did. I'm over here talking shit about Elam. That was a phenomenal play. That was a phenomenal play by Elam. Wow. That's nuts. Oh, Tyler, it's good to see you in the chat. That's been it's funny today. I've been on social media. That's been one of the most entertaining things to me is watching L'Jarius Sneed and the Tyreek Hill videos and just seeing how aggressive L'Jarius Sneed was with him. That was so much fun to watch. Teresa, I'm not upset he threw that. I'm actually impressed Elam covered it that well. That was nuts. Like, you take that shot. And it wasn't even that Elam just ran the route better than the receiver. That was a crazy interception. The only thing that could have got Steelers momentum there, they didn't even walk away with 3 points. Yeah, Teresa, that was funny. And it was funny how Snead, and it's what you do. It really is, because he remembers Hill, and he said, "Hey, I remember going against Hill, and he didn't like to have anyone's hands on him, and that's exactly what Snead did. Obviously, he kept his hands all over him, and it frustrated the hell out of him." Yeah, Tyler. Right now, as this game is progressing, it looks like we will be playing Sunday night against the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, Tyler, Rashid Rice has been phenomenal. He's everything he's done this year, and if he would have had the same snap count from week 1 to, like, let's say 5, man, just imagine what his numbers would be like. I'm excited to see what he does through this playoff run, and then of course what his future brings too, because people may think I'm crazy, but I think he's already Mahomes' favorite weapon over Travis Kelce. He's been the more reliable target this year, or at least towards the end of the year. All right, 1st and 10 for the Bills on the 20 after the interception. Stephon Diggs is in motion. It's a handoff to Cook. Cook will pick up 2. I will say Josh Allen does play good in the playoffs. They don't call him Mr. January for no reason. He even plays good against the Chiefs, but Mahomes plays better when they match up. But I don't know if Josh Allen, unless it's been a while, has had a bad playoff game. Quick pass to Cook. Oh, you got to wrap up. Oh, he did. Okay. That'll bring like 3rd and 5. Yeah, Teresa, if the Steelers had any momentum building and was hoping to get a touchdown, that was taken away. They need to hope the defense can make a stop and hope the offense can go back out there. But let's watch this play real quick before I get to my thoughts. 3rd and 5 up. I'm surprised Josh Allen hasn't used his legs a lot, and he'll probably use them right here. Oh, that's too easy. That's too easy. That's a 1st down for Buffalo. That's a pickup of 7 on 3rd and 5. But even with the Steelers going back on the field the next possession on offense, that'll be their 6th possession, and they got nothing to show for it. Right now, if I was the defense, I'd be getting pissed too. Hand off to James Cook. He finds a little hole that picks up 9. It'll be 2nd and 1 on the 41, and now the Bills are driving towards midfield. Stephon Diggs took a sip of Gatorade on the Steelers sideline. James Cook breaks it out, picks up about 3. Well, he's actually still going. He probably picked up 4 on 2nd and 1. James Cook is going to be that secret weapon, even though his name is becoming known of. The thing the Bills could never really do is run the ball, and now they got a running back. Oh, Highsmith, if he was paying a little more attention, but he flipped around. That ball may have hit him directly in the chest for interception. All right, here comes 2nd and 10 for the Bills. We're a little under 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Here's a screen pass to Cook. Good bounce by Cook, but he's still trying to fight yards. He picks up 2 when he could have lost a couple. So that'll bring up 3rd and 8. He looks like he's limping. That's not good for the Bills. Yeah, he went to the sideline. I don't know if he's taking a breather, but he's not getting checked out. All right, 3rd and 8. Pittsburgh needs a stop. Allen uses his legs. Easy. Way too easy. Oh, my goodness. Touchdown. Wow. It wasn't as good, but that was Mahomes-esque. When Mahomes had his run against the Titans, Mahomes' run was way better. Josh Allen's run was longer, but that's a good run. That's a solid run. Well, I think we about to chalk up playing the Bills on Sunday next week. You got to wrap up against this dude. And the Chiefs will definitely, he's going to get his, but the Chiefs are an aggressive defense. They're going to lay their licks as well. It's going to be interesting. But Buffalo right now, they steamrolling. Teresa, is there anything we can learn from the Bills in this game moving forward, as you ask? I don't really think so. So here's the thing. One, this matchup doesn't mean much to that at all. And you can literally consider the Bills as a rival to the Chiefs. Bigger rival than probably anyone in the AFC West, honestly. These two teams know each other very well. It's going to be who executes, and not even at that. It's who can one up the other just one more time at the end of the game. It's always that type of game with these teams. There's not going to be no blowouts in that game. I'd be surprised if there was. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter. It's typically how it is. The Chiefs know Allen does that. They know Allen will take shots with his arm and goes deep. None of this is surprising. Maybe to the Steelers it is, and that's why they're down 21-0. Oh yeah, HL, that's a good example too. I kind of described it as the Mahomes run, but that's a good one too, describing it as the Kelsey run. I guess at this point, we're just hoping Pittsburgh can put points on the board, huh? It looks like every Super Wildcard game is going to be a blowout. Well, we don't know what's going to happen with the Eagles and Buccaneers, besides the Lions and the Rams, which is crazy. I wonder what the anticipated weather is next week in Buffalo. Yes, I'm already thinking about Casey going to Buffalo. It looks likely. I gotta assume it's gonna be cold. I gotta assume there's a possibility of snow. It's definitely a night game too, because I think it's Sunday night. We are back from commercial break, by the way, while I was talking, and the kick was out of the end zone, so the Steelers will start on the 25. was a great run by Josh Allen. Yeah, Teresa, I think almost in every loss this year, the Chiefs had a great chance of winning if it wasn't for miscues. If they cut down the miscues in the playoffs, they're definitely I take them against anyone. Najee Harris starts this drive with the pickup of 2 yards. All right, coming up 2nd and 8 for the Steelers. Allen Robinson's in motion, play action, and that's incomplete. This is critical for the Steelers right here on 3rd and 8 coming up. If they don't think they are out of the game, they could be if they don't pick this up. Rudolph drilled. He got leveled by Ed Oliver. And that'll bring out the punting team. One thing, Pittsburgh Steelers podcasters, live streamers, YouTubers, I'm going to give you kudos. I don't know how you do it. I'm struggling to do this live stream. Your team is not giving me much to talk about. I want something good to talk about here. And y'all look terrible. Harvin's out to punt. Takes a good no. It stays still at the 21. Yeah, Tyler, this game's hard to watch. Maybe see, I wanted to go with you guys, and I apologize. I wanted to go with the Lions and drawing a blank, the Lions and Rams game, but I was worn out. That's why I didn't go live last night. And I was like, well, it's an NFC game too, so that would just be a random live stream, even though this one is 2, but there's implications on who the Chiefs play. So I was like, I'll go live for the Steelers and Bills. Man, that was a mistake. The Rams and Lions game was way better than this one. Unless Josh Allen wants to start throwing interceptions, which it don't look like going to happen, Steelers ain't got no shot. Okay, Teresa, thank you for checking that out. That sounds like a nice summer's day for the Chiefs compared to the negative 27 they played in. Mr. 100B, it's like you watch the national media. You know how the NFL media goes, and you forgot everyone's going to pick the Bills next week too because they've been on this amazing run, and they look phenomenal, and they look great, and they look like they could be the Super Bowl champions. Incoming Kansas City. PGH Wavy. Who's that? Is that a college or is that actually a free? I really don't know who that is. I don't even know what position he plays. All right, here comes 1st and 10 for the Bills. Quick pass to James Cook. He picks up 3. This will bring up a 2nd and 6. Oh, okay. I got you. The Chiefs may need some safety depth going into the offseason because Mike Edwards is going to be a free agent. And then Cook coming off of his injury. Basically, their only healthy safety is Justin Reed. So I could see them looking in that direction. Different Cook. James Cook had a handoff for 4. This will bring up 3rd and 2 for the Bills. The Bills already have 103 rush yards. Of course, majority of it came on that 51-yard run by Allen. Stephon Diggs is in motion. Man, they initially stopped the running back in the backfield. Then he made a second look for a 1st down. I think that's Ty Johnson. He was formerly a Jet as well. Yeah, Mr. Wonder, they looking bad. They looking terrible out here. Pittsburgh, they're just taking their participation ribbon out here. Here comes the 1st and 10 for Buffalo. The best thing the Steelers can do is just have Buffalo not score before halftime. Wide open. Oh, geez. Oh my goodness. Who is that speedster? Oh, Hardy? Yeah. I feel bad for Steelers fans right now. I mean, they had to expect this, right? They had to think something like this was down their lane. Peterson used to be an all-pro. He's way past his prime now. I remember like 7 years ago, Chiefs Kingdom wanted to trade for him, and I was a part of it too. I'd love to have him. He's still in the league, and his best days are behind him. This is a handoff to Cook. He picks up 3. Yeah, Teresa, it looks like the Bills might put in their backups in the 3rd quarter. Because I believe the Bills get the ball at half too. So if they score here, and they score after half, that's 35-0. Good Lord. Allen going deep. He overthrows Kincaid. Shut up. I hate when defenders do that. A ball is completely out of bounds. He's like, you're losing 21-0. You need to do your job anyways. Here comes 3rd and 7. Bills are in field goal range, but I don't know how the wind is kicking right now. And they also can pick up a 1st down. They've been picking up 1st downs on 3rd down all night. What a play by 25, because Stephon Diggs probably has a touchdown. That was a Rowe probably wants that interception, but that's hell of a play. This is going to be interesting. Fastest coming on the field. This is a 49-yard field goal. In any other temperament, this would be a give me. This is not a give me. And it's blocked. Oh, wow. Oh, Pittsburgh better fall on that. What are you doing? Pick it up. Jeez. I knew, yeah, Teresa, that was wild. I knew something could happen there. Long field goals in this kind of weather. I don't know if that's something you attempt. You might just want to bring the punt team back. Now Pittsburgh, quote unquote, could score if they don't do nothing stupid, which we've seen all night. The linebacker almost messed that up too. Just fall on it. What? I know your offense isn't doing anything. Oh yeah, the punter pulled his hamstring. I've been in that position running down the field before grabbing that. I can see why you don't like Pittsburgh. Well, early 2000s. Well, actually, before 2015, and when did they start becoming like kind of hard to watch? I would say like 15 range. But yeah, it's Chiefs Kingdom all the way. Hand off to what, Warren? Okay, Warren. Okay, Warren. We got 2-minute warning. That's a first down by Warren. Is he grabbing his ribs? He better not be. Yeah, Teresa, that play was interesting, and honestly, it could keep Pittsburgh in it. If Pittsburgh can score a touchdown here, they may feel like they're somebody, like they got some life. At least make this game entertaining for me, nonetheless. Like you said, just give me a game. I mean, it could have happened, yeah. If you put a touchdown here, hey, maybe you feel rejuvenated and you feel like, okay, halftime, let's get that great motivational speech. Let's get going. Let's make a stop and let's get the ball back. And Josh Allen hasn't had his interception yet today. Josh Allen is due for an interception every game. So maybe that comes in the third quarter too. Mr. 100B, that would be the most Buffalo thing to do. And it would be capped off if Allen just like had a meltdown. If he thinks he just could start throwing some wild passes that end up being intercepted and stuff like that. That's why let's see what Pittsburgh does here inside of 2 minutes. If they could put a touchdown up, it's slim, but it ain't over. Yeah, Super Bowl weekend's always fun, even Super Bowl parties and all that too as well. I haven't had any. I don't like people near me watching the Chiefs. I don't do good. If the Chiefs aren't, I just lock myself in my room. You guys will see me on the live stream. That'll be my party. All right, here comes 1st and 10 for the Steelers. 2-minute warning on the 23. Don't mess this up, Rudolph. That's a quick pass to Pickens. He picks up 5. Oh, Buffalo can use their timeout. Buffalo wants the ball back. Buffalo's playing like, hey, we ain't done with y'all just yet. So Pittsburgh, go out there and score, please. Please. All right, here comes 2nd and 4 with 1:52 left until halftime. Pittsburgh, get this thing in the end zone. I'm not even really cheering for you. I just want a game. Quick pass. Pickens, that's a first. They also got Deontay Johnson. The Steelers got weapons. And I will say, and I don't want to jinx myself, the Steelers don't really have a good offensive line, but they've been holding up for the most part today. I think they've only allowed 1 sack. 1st and 10 on the 13. Handoff to Warren. Warren takes it to the 10. I think that was just to see what they could pick up, but also to make Buffalo use their last timeout. All right, we're back from the 30-second timeout with 1:43 left to half. This will bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Steelers. They're 10 yards away from the end zone. That looked like a false start. Deontay Johnson, touchdown. There you go. It looked like the right tackle jumped early, but that ain't call it. So Pittsburgh is finally on the board. I feel like Deontay Johnson would be an option this offseason in the trade market as well. And I believe Rashee Rice is a wide receiver number 1. And I believe Deontay Johnson could be a good complement to Rashee Rice as well. And that'd be a fun duo at the wide receiver position. But there's many options. We're going to go through that this offseason. But that's one of them that popped in my head just thinking out loud. I can actually update this scoreboard for the Steelers. Crazy. No, truth, the Steelers they don't really have an elite defense as they used to. This is a team that's typically ran by their defense. They've gotten better throughout the season, but it's still not the best. Their offensive line isn't great either. And then, of course, you got below average quarterback play, which they're an average team, which barely got them in the playoffs. So that's what we're looking at the moment, too. H-hole, right? Like I said, I don't care if Steelers win or not, but can we make this a game for me? Can it at least be interesting? I wonder if Buffalo's still going to try to do anything here at all. They did use all their timeouts on that drive. There's still 1:39 in the game. That's plenty of time for Josh Allen and the boys to get to cooking. But Josh Allen, you forced something there. Could be interesting. Mr. 100B, I said the same exact thing on that touchdown. Like, I was like, oh, that right tackle jumped hella early. I'm like, oh, what? We didn't call it? Oh, touchdown? Okay. If it was the Chiefs, that's being called. All right, let's see what Josh Allen has up his sleeve. Hopefully, he forces a turnover. Stephon Diggs gets lit up, and he picks up 4. Diggs is shaken up, actually. Uh-oh. That's huge. Fitzpat. It didn't look like nothing crazy. It didn't hit as direct as what I thought it did, but if it's on the ribs, it looks like he's trying to catch his breath. This is huge. He just jumped up right now. Okay, he running off the field. I think he just took a shot and may have lost his breath, even though it didn't look like that huge of a shot. But I've been wrong before. All right, here comes 2nd and 5. Quick throw wide open in the middle of the field. That'll bring it to the 39. Clock still ticking, under a minute. Yeah, Teresa, they do have Tomlin, and Tomlin's the reason why they can always get above average into the playoffs, but doesn't usually take them far into the playoffs. Allen takes a sack. That'll probably be a drive killer, and that'll take it to halftime, I would assume. H-hole, and you're probably right there too. We've seen the Bengals do that against us so many times where they don't have no more timeouts and they quote unquote get injured and take extra time. Hopefully Diggs didn't do that, but you just never know nowadays. Oh, Jay Feely made a good point, but Pittsburgh, why would they do that? So Jay Feely made a phenomenal point that I completely forgot about. Pittsburgh should have used their timeouts instead of running that clock down because the Bills punter is hurt, so they can't punt. So you put the Bills in an awkward position and maybe get you the ball back and maybe in field goal range. That may not have been that great of coaching there. They just had to why the timeout at 2 seconds, and Rome was like, I don't know, someone had to use the bathroom. Now they need the ball. All right, we're at halftime. Buffalo is up 21-7. Buffalo does receive the second half kickoff. At least the Steelers found a way to get on the board, right? If the Steelers make a stop to start the half and they get another touchdown, maybe we got an interesting game. I don't know. I'm trying to hype this up more than what it is. Teresa, it could be. It typically whoever they have listed as the backup behind him, and sometimes they don't even have a backup behind him. So it's whoever they feel is best. Kind of like with the Chiefs, when you saw Bucker get hurt, they brought in Reed to kick. So it's just whoever they think can make a punt. H-Hole, I think you're right. I think I remember seeing that at the beginning of the year where Mahomes did get the backup punter, which is kind of nuts because he can't even get a quarterback sneak. But you're going to have him go out there and be a punter if worse comes to worse. He would get lit up. I would assume if the Chiefs were drawn in that situation, they are not running a punt. Just imagine Mahomes punting. And how did Mahomes even get that role? You had to assume in training camp or something, he was just punting the hell out of footballs. All right, we're getting to the halftime report now, and they're probably going to give us a breakdown of these games. HO, I can so see that. Definitely, if it was a crucial situation, I could see Mahomes fighting to get on the field, and he probably wouldn't even call a punt. He would probably tell one of the gunners, hey, run a quick post. I'm going to get the ball where it needs to be. Teresa, he is not on IR. The report that came out was he was on pace to come back from this game, and then he had setbacks to his hip injury. So I don't really know what kind of status update that was, but they thought he'd be good to go against the Dolphins, and practice just didn't look good for him. And I got to assume also we're getting close to Sky Moore was on IR. I think this is his last week on IR, so we're going to see if he practices this week and if he's cleared and if they pull him off of it. But even if Tony comes back, with how the Kansas City Chiefs have moved offensively as of late, it made it way more simplistic. He would get snaps, of course, but I think it'd be like Justin Watson, MVS type of snaps where he may get one catch. But you see, the offense is solely focused on Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce, and Isaiah Pacheco. I think they found their three-headed monster, and they're going to feed that. At least I'm really, really hoping that's the case. And that's a lot of the time. Nate Burleson just said the Steelers are blitzing 60% of the time. And you're not getting home either. You got home on that very last one, but man, Josh Allen will love it if you blitz on him. You see, he's finding open guys left and right all over the field. You got to adjust in the second half. And yeah, Nate Burleson hit it right on the head, saying that if the Steelers are going to blitz, like at least be disciplined with it. Because if you're not, Allen's going to bust a 52-yard run on you, which they haven't been disciplined. We've seen them miss sacks time in and time out in this game. It's like, if it's not successful, you got to adjust. Yeah, Teresa, at this point of the year, and as everyone who has been following this channel since the whole offseason, I was a big Sky Moore supporter. And I will be the first to admit I was wrong on that. But at this point, you can't put him in on the game plan unless an injury happens. You can't just throw him on the field just because. It'd be inexcusable at this point. And also, too, I don't even see it. Like, we know how Coach Reed moves. So, for example, let's use Justin Ross, for example, here. When Justin Ross had his incident that happened at the end of October and he came back in the beginning of December, Coach Reed still didn't activate him the next week because he's like, he's a little rusty. He won't be ready to go, and then we'll throw some snaps towards him. You got to assume that's the same for Sky Moore. So Sky Moore is definitely going to miss this game. And then if the Chiefs advance, you don't throw him into the championship game. That would be so unwise. Because we even, and another thing, and it's learning from mistakes. It really is, like, from throwing players out there. When you started this year and you really, really were forcing Kadarius Toney to be wide receiver 1, and he had that cleanup knee surgery, he shouldn't have been on the field week 1. He was nowhere ready to play football. But here we are throwing him out there, and he looked terrible. And that probably was the downfall to his season because he never got to get right physically, and then mentally he was destroyed. It's crazy how fast 4 years go. Feels like it was just 2020 and we were just voting for a president. Now it's 2024 and we got all these president campaigns going on again. Teresa, I wouldn't be surprised if they cleaned house. Like, literally, I think Justin Watson stays, but I could see them moving on from there. MVS, he has the option, which if you cut him, you save $11 million. So he's gone. He's gone. I don't see them moving on from Sky Moore just because he's on a rookie contract. It's kind of like the Clyde Edwards-Helaire situation. Like, Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 3 bad years before Chiefs Kingdom started falling in love with him this year. Sky Moore can ride the roster. As much as Chiefs Kingdom wants him to be pushed out, that's just not Coach Reed and Brett Veach. That's just not how they move. He will be pushed down the roster, but he will still be on this team. McCole Hardman won't be a Chief next year. I do not know where Kadarius Toney sits contract-wise. I think it's 50-50, but I'm leaning he won't be a Chief next year. I only see the ones that would be sticking is Rashee Rice, Sky Moore, just because he's on a rookie contract. I think Justin Ross is still on a rookie contract, so you keep him, but he'd be earning his spot. That may be it, but I don't even think Justin Ross has earned the right to be on this roster at the moment either. So it could just be those two, Rashee Rice and Sky Moore. Oh yeah, Richie James. Richie James is interesting. He's on a 1-year deal. Kansas City typically doesn't renew those 1-year deals. The only one they've done that with is Justin Watson. I do like Richie James a lot. I would love to see him more involved, but he was injured in the first half of the year. Then when he was healthy, he was unproductive or not put on the field. And then he even, reports say, demanded a trade. And then they said, no, we'll find a way to get you involved. And then when they did, he showed the potential, but I don't see him back either. I think the Kansas City Chiefs will really clean house, kind of like how they did with the offensive line, kind of like how they did with the defense. They see the wide receiving core as an issue. Brett Veach usually starts over when he sees something as an issue. So I wouldn't be surprised if the wide receiver room is changed. Because even in the playoff game against the Dolphins, What receiver stepped up besides Rashee Rice? McCole Hardman couldn't track a football for the life of him. If McCole Hardman catches one of those deep throws, even if it was a pass interference or not, he stopped looking for the ball. I mean, it's like, okay, we got a legit wide receiver number 2. But we don't. Richie James made a critical 4th down catch, but that was it. MVS made a catch, but he makes one of those every 17 weeks. Justin Watson's snap count has been getting less and less, and if he was really that guy to be depended on, you would think he'd be on the field with all the Kansas City Chiefs concerned. But you can definitely see in this playoff push and this playoff run, if it stays the same, the Chiefs probably really want McCole Hardman to be that guy to break the top on teams. Because they definitely tried against the Dolphins. They tried. Mahomes had, 3 deep balls to him that couldn't connect? They wanted that bad. And I just don't see them being like, all right, MVS, it's your week now to go get a deep ball. I think McCole Hardman's the right call there. But in the future, no. All right, we're getting set to come back from halftime. For everyone that is not updated with the score, it is 21-7. Buffalo will receive the second half kickoff. We're getting set to get underway here shortly. If the Steelers can play good defense here, that's going to be crucial for them. Because like Romo's mentioning right now, it looks like their kicker is the backup punter. It's 2 different type of kicking styles, so it's going to affect field position a lot. So that could be huge. And also it could be huge on how long the Bills punter is hurt because of the Bills advance. That's going to be critical for the Bills going against the Chiefs. I know the Bills don't want to punt, but if you need to, you'd love to have a guy. Right now on the stat lines, Mason Rudolph is 8 for 17, 102 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Josh Allen is 15 of 21 for 146 and 2 touchdowns. The kickoff is underway. It is out of the end zone. Buffalo will start on the 25. We are kicking off this third quarter. So they say the punter is trying to give it a go, but right now they're trying to test things out. Their kicker is also testing out punting too. So it's not ruled out completely, but it's still very, very questionable for the Buffalo Bills at the moment. Here comes 1st and 10 for the Bills. James Cook moves to the other side. Allen, easy first. Oh, he dropped. That's a fumble. It was incomplete. He never had possession, but man, sure hope that was a fumble. That would have been 14 for the Steelers. That was a perfect throw and everything. Knox just dropped it. Yeah, never had possession. Yeah, Teresa, Brett Veach is very good with when there's an issue, he addresses it and he makes sure it's not an issue the next year. Now, the thing a lot of fans don't really focus on is, for example, when you address let's get this play real quick. Josh Allen gets, it is a sack. Okay. For example, when they rebuilt the offensive line, then I forgot what happened. Then the defense took a toll because the defense was one of the worst in the leagues. Then you rebuild the defense, but you don't focus on the wide receiving room. Right now, what Brett Veach needs to do this offseason is actually focus on needs all around the board and not just on one position, because it shows, yeah, you can make an area elite, but if you ignore something, that can bring the team down as well. And here comes a 3rd and 17 for the Buffalo Bills. This is huge for the Steelers to get a stop here. This is a quick pass to Johnson, and he stumbles. The Steelers will get the ball back. So if the Steelers can score right away, we may have a ball game. And Martin, the punter, is on the field. So let's see how this punt goes for Buffalo. I'm pretty sure it is difficult with a hamstring to punt. That wasn't a bad punt. Good return by Austin. Gets it to the 40. That's close to midfield. All right, Pittsburgh. Let's get some points on the board. Let's make this game interesting. So, truth, it all depends. If Pittsburgh miraculously comes back and the Chiefs play the Texans, that'll be on Saturday. I believe it'll be the first game on Saturday. Now, if the Bills win, the Bills and Chiefs will be the final game of the divisional round on Sunday night. I think 8 p.m. So it all depends on how this game shakes up right now.
I switched to H&R Block, doing my own taxes online. Their new AI tax is so awesome.
The Steelers coming out of half, I said, just play smart, sound football. Don't play like it's 0-0 right now. You got to stop on the Bills. You're already close to enemy's territory. Try to run the ball, make plays, no turnovers, and get points and see what you can build from there. I think at the end of half, that's huge, and that could have been your momentum builder, specifically if you do score here as well. But scoring 7 at the end of half does give this team life. Let's see if they can capitalize on that as well. All right, we're back from commercial break. It's third quarter with 13:24 remaining. Steelers are going to start on the 40-yard line. 40 inches of snow over the – wow, that's nuts. It's 13 degrees. It feels like 3 degrees. False start. God damn, Steelers. Don't worry, that pisses me off too when the Chiefs do it. Starting behind the sticks, you hate to see it. Oh, Teresa, when did he tweet that? If you could, can you tag me that? I'd like to see that. But it's also very fictional. It's also very true. Like, he could have played his last game at Arrowhead. He is a free agent, and if they decide to keep anyone over, hold up. Go Deontay. Deontay Johnson picks up 20 on 1st and 15, but that's going to be a big decision this offseason. I would really love to keep both guys, but Drew Tranquil's also a free agent as well. The Chiefs have options that they need to address in the linebacking room. So Willie Gay saying that is very true, but also I hope they bring him back too. He's been our hype man. I love it. I love his personality on the sideline. I love our linebacking room in a whole. You got Nick Bolton, Willie Gay, Leo Chanel, Drew Tranquil. Like, it's been the best linebacking room we've had. And I would hate for it to take a hit. And that's the thing that sucks about off-season time as well, is we're gonna take hits. Like, we gotta sign players, whether it be Willie Gay, whether it be L'Jarius Sneed, which I feel is a must, whether it be Chris Jones, which I feel is a must, but not at the high level of L'Jarius Sneed. Chiefs got big name players on their own team they need to sign. And it's funny, I can see Chiefs Kingdom getting so frustrated, like, we didn't go out and sign a wide receiver. We didn't go out and sign this player. You got to focus on in-house first. The reason you're a good football team right now is the defense. Don't let that take a hit just because you want to get a wide receiver. The draft is loaded with wide receivers. So I would hate for them not to focus on retaining the defensive players just because they feel they need an offensive weapon. They can get that in the draft if need be. Oh, damn, he literally he I see what you just sent me, Teresa. Yeah, he literally that's that's kind of depressing. I don't want to see this. It sucks though. I hope we bring him back, but Willie Gay deserves the bag as well. He's going into his first chance to make a big contract coming off his rookie deal. Someone's gonna pay him. I shouldn't have asked you to send me that, Teresa. Now I'm all depressed. I didn't know it was that lengthy, like a paragraph like that. I was hoping that it was like a Chris Jones tweet where it was only like 3 words. Yeah, exactly. Like you mentioned, PGH Wavy, that there are stud wide receivers in the draft. The Chiefs do not have to overpay for a wide receiver in the offseason. Would it frustrate Chiefs Kingdom? Sure as hell will. But there's way more options in the draft than there is. Oh, there was an injury on the Bills defense where they got to cart him off. That's unfortunate. But yeah, like, I love the options in the draft. And the Chiefs only have 5 draft picks too. So they got to make them work. They really do. Oh, don't show me an injury either. Oh, that may be a torn Achilles. He landed on the ankle, but then the whole leg vibrated. Damn. Bernard was a solid linebacker for the Bills this regular season. That's a huge blow. 143 tackles this year and 6.5 sacks. That's a huge loss for the Bills defense if that becomes a big injury, which I speculated, unfortunately. All right, here comes 1st and 10 for the Bills. They're in enemy's territory. They're on the 46. Rudolph is throwing. Oh, Elam almost had his second interception. It was because George Pickens stumbled. Elam's playing a pretty good game today after his pass interference. That almost landed in Pickens' lap too, even though he was out of bounds. That would have been funny. All right, here comes 2nd and 10 for the Steelers. Quick pass. Pickens with the catch. He picks up 12 on 2nd and 10. Teresa, so with that, I do still think even with those losses and as we approach it as well. So let's focus on small pieces at a time. Let's go with Mike Dana. I believe Mike Dana is out the door. Great rotational piece. The Kansas City Chiefs anticipated, though, with drafting Felix Anudike-Uzomah, and they hope he can be as great as what George Karlaftis has been as well. I know Chiefs Kingdom is already writing him off as a bust. It's his rookie year. Give the dude a chance. I think he's going to be a good number 2 pass rusher in this league. Now, you go to your next one, which was Willie Gay. If you're losing Willie Gay, you got to retain Drew Tranquill. And if you retain Drew Tranquill, then you're running with Nick Bolton, Drew Tranquill, and Leo Chanel. And then you probably pick up another guy or you draft another linebacker. But with just those 3 there, those are 3 solid linebackers. And also, we got a really good glimpse of Cam Jones on the last game where he looked really, really good. And then the big one, the big question mark is Chris Jones. Let's say, hold up here, quick pass to Freiermuth. He's still going forward. Do not fumble again. He gets it to the 30. Let's say the Kansas City Chiefs lose Chris Jones. One, it would suck. It really would. How do you replace Chris Jones now? One thing you could do is focus heavily on Charles Omenihu. Now, Charles Omenihu, when he was with the 49ers, he did play in the interior. He's good at playing interior and outside. This year, he played a lot of outside because Chris Jones was your interior guy, but he did come in. If you go with Felix Anudike-Uzomah and George Karlaftis, you could see him shift in as well. And you can also see the Kansas City Chiefs this offseason sign a mid-tier defensive tackle. Let's watch this play real quick. It's a handoff to Warren. Warren runs for a first down. Phenomenal run where he ran backwards, basically. There's guys that are going to be available, like Christian Wilkins, even though that's a high tier, honestly, too. Miami's probably going to retain them, but let's say not. That's a possibility. Bengals, Reader, a good run-stuffing defensive tackle. And then the Chiefs also quietly acquired Isaiah Buggs, who is honestly, I think, a pretty impressive signing for, I think, now and the future at the defensive tackle position, where honestly, right now, he is the Kansas City Chiefs' second best defensive tackle on the team. So that could be good moving forward as well. The biggest hole to try to fill in would be Chris Jones, but I don't think the Chiefs' defense falls from top 3 all the way down to bottom 25. They got a lot of pieces there. And it's going to be deciding, do you want to keep Jones or do you want to keep L'Jarius Sneed? I want to keep L'Jarius Sneed. He's the younger option. And 2, I want to keep the lockdown islands with handoff to – he got nowhere. Handoff to Harris, he got nowhere on 2nd and 9. I'll bring up 3rd and 9. But I want to keep McDuffie. I want to keep L'Jarius Sneed. Now, a lot of people will go back and forth with you on that because they'll say, well, Brett Veach is so phenomenal at drafting cornerbacks. True. And also, he let Charvarius Ward walk. True. L'Jarius Sneed is better than Charvarius Ward. And 1, you're not going to find another L'Jarius Sneed in the draft unless you trade up for a top cornerback. Yes, he's got McDuffie, which is phenomenal. And yes, he's got Watson and Joshua Williams. That's great. But what L'Jarius Sneed does package-wise as a cornerback is far different than any of those cornerbacks. Rudolph throws, man, he took a chance there. So I would lean in the L'Jarius Sneed direction, and then you build in that way. So this will bring up a field goal for Pittsburgh. And we've seen field goals aren't guaranteed in this. Postseason career for Boswell. He's 16 as 16. Can he make it to 17? He sure as hell can. The Pittsburgh Steelers have hit double digits tonight, folks. It's going to be interesting too as well because I haven't. I'm not gonna lie. I took a sneak peek at some of the free agent options this year, all around at every position, but I haven't went too deep in yet because I don't. I don't typically like to do that when the Kansas City Chiefs season is starting. I got games to stress about. I'm not going to focus on draft, combine, and off season, but the Chiefs have holes. They will have holes if they don't retain some of these players, but they need to retain the players first and foremost before they go outside and do it as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they approach this offseason because there's definitely so many different avenues to go. And they'll choose the way that they feel works best for the team. I think, honestly, what they should do, it's funny because now you got me on a roll here. Another hole is the left tackle position. And even though he's older and he didn't have a best game yesterday as well, but at left tackle, Tyron Smith for the Dallas Cowboys is a free agent. I think he's an upgrade over Donovan Smith, and he may be upgrade over Wanye Morris. I don't know if Wanye Morris is ready for a full-time position at left tackle. Now, a lot of people may tell you different, but I've seen a lot of inconsistency there. Now, I think that's still an area of need the Chiefs will need to address. And first and foremost, Brett Veach has always proven that I'm going to protect QB1. Everyone thought the biggest need this offseason was getting a wide receiver. Brett Veach went out and signed a right tackle, Jawan Taylor, and no one expected it. I kind of gave y'all the idea that Jawan Taylor could have been an option because Andrew Wiley's leaving. He's not just going to trust Lucas Niang, and he's just not going to let QB1 get hurt. Now, whether or not that worked out, that's a perspective basis. But Brett Veach is always going to address the offensive line first if he can. That's a very good question. Definitely with 5 picks. My first thing I would do, it's so interesting, but let's just say let's take off season. Let's take it like the off season that hasn't happened. Even though it's hard to because I don't know the players we're losing or anything like that. It would either be I'm in the same position I was last year, which is hilarious. It would either be defensive tackle or a wide receiver. I have a huge concern, and I stressed it out through all last offseason, is that after Chris Jones, there's no depth. None. Now, you sign Bugs. That's huge. But if you lose Chris Jones, it's like, oh, well, what the hell are we doing here? So you need someone in the middle of that defense. And then wide receiver, it's a given. We know what the room looks like. It's not pretty whatsoever. I think James Cook with a good run right here. He picks up 11 on the 1st and 10. People will want to say left tackle is higher up there, but you can always try to re-sign a Donovan Smith for a cheap deal. And also you can move forward with Wanye Morris on a rookie deal too. And I can see the Chiefs doing that. So as much as I think it's a need, I don't know if the Kansas City Chiefs will press it like that, if that makes sense. I think defensive tackle and wide receiver should be the area needs that the interior defensive line just always bothers me. All right, here comes 1st and 10 for the Bills. Hand off to Cook again. Cook starting to get a little warmed up in this cold weather. See, and Charlie, that's a very good perspective to have. And well, good and bad, because I get where your point of view is. My thing is, I was trying to look at it in that aspect, but man, you tag Chris Jones, you're literally locking down $30 million right away. So when you tag him, and if you want to trade him, you need to know you have a trade partner, because if not, you're just holding $30 million in cap space that you need to use in a different area. And I don't think Brett Veach is very happy with how last offseason panned out, because they were hoping they could get Chris Jones to a long-term deal, and then they could sign DeAndre Hopkins or get a wide receiver. Well, that went all the way to week 1. They didn't have no cap room to do anything. And I don't think Veach wants to do that again. This was the 3rd and 1. I kind of missed it. The Steelers are saying they held them for the stop. It's 4th and 1. They did hold them for a stop. What does Buffalo do here? Last thing Buffalo wants to do is give any kind of momentum to the Steelers. Even Steelers are on a 10-0 run right now. All right, here it comes. 4th and 1. He didn't get it. Oh, wait, he did get it. Did Josh Allen just do a 360 in the air over? Wait, what happened there? Initially, he didn't get it, but then I saw his legs in the air. I don't know what happened there. That push did everything. Yeah. Yeah, look, Josh. That's hilarious. It's a run again to James Cook. They stuff him in the backfield. Actually, he gets back to the line. The Bills are a very physical run team, led by Josh Allen. Tree said Chris Jones is not going to reconsider any of that. Chris Jones is going to try to get his money. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, if he was going to reconsider any of that, like, they would have been able to get a deal done. He's going to want to get paid. He hit his incentives too. He got double-digit sacks. Someone's going to overpay for him. So he knows his worth, and he's going to get his worth. Quick pass. That's another first down for the Bills. They are now driving again. And then the same with L'Jarius Sneed as well. He's coming off of a rookie contract too. He wants to get his first big payday. So the Chiefs are going to decide which one do we give the big payday to, and I believe it's got to be Sneed. Hand off to Cook. He picks up 2. I will say the Bills, this is what the Bills have evolved to, and this is what another injury for the Bills, that this is going to hurt them more than anything. That injuries, they keep falling like flies out here. But the Bills are evolving to where, hey, we get a lead and we're going to start running the ball. And that's what James Cook has been perfect with. And also, too, I've heard a lot of fans' perspective saying, well, you need Chris Jones because Chris Jones makes L'Jarius Sneed great. And it depends on how you look at it. Like that can work both sides, too, because people say pass rush makes the cornerback great because it causes pressures and forced balls and all that. Same for the secondary as well. If the secondary is locking down their man long enough, there's things called as coverage sacks. So it's literally 50-50. It's going to be interesting to see what direction the Chiefs want to go. I would love if they can bring both back. I really, really don't know if that's realistic. I hope it is. I just don't know. And I wouldn't even be too upset if you broke the bank on both of those dudes. I really wouldn't. If you paid the high money for both Sneed, literally, if the offseason was to work out like this, you pay Chris Jones, you pay L'Jarius Sneed, you sign Drew Tranquill, you draft a wide receiver, and you draft a left tackle, those 5 moves there, you're moving forward. You're good. And then you can also sign one of these veteran wide receivers to a 1-year deal as well. We know how Veach works these 1-year deals. I would be perfectly fine with that offseason. Now, is it sexy? No. We're not trading for Mike Evans. We're not going for T. Higgins. No. But you keep in-house. You get Jones. You get Sneed. You get Tranquill. Unless you get Tranquill or Willie Gay. Let's say that. But Willie Gay is going to get paid. That's the difference. Tranquill is going to be on these 1 to 2 year deals. Willie Gay is going to probably get maybe a 3-year deal, which is bigger money. So You retain 3 defensive players. You draft a wide receiver in round 1, and then you get a left tackle to either compete or be your future. And I think you're good to go. Tyler Boyd is a good option. Now, Tyler Boyd, he wouldn't be more than a wide receiver 3 to me. I think you would need to get someone a little better than him as well. And that's probably where, as we discussed, you draft someone in round 1. So you run with Rashee Rice, you draft one of these stud receivers, and then you got Tyler Boyd. That's a good lineup right there. We're going to find out how much these Bengals players really hate Kansas City too, because with T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd being free agent, if the Chiefs offer him a contract, do you really hate Kansas City still? All right, it's coming up on 2nd and 9 for the Bills. They're in enemy's territory near the 41-yard line. Oh, that could have easily been intercepted, but he slipped. That's that icy field. All right, here comes 3rd and 9, and the Bills aren't in field goal range. So if the Steelers literally make a stop and don't allow them to pick any more yardage, it'll be interesting to see what the Bills' decision is. Allen scrambles. What a catch by Diggs. That's that. And is that Peterson? Peterson been playing like dog crap all day game. Time for him to retire. Oh, he's hurt. I shouldn't be talking bad about the injured. Got hit by the lineman. Oh, and that wasn't my bad. That wasn't even, I thought it was Peterson. That was the rookie, Joey Porter Jr. That's a big loss for the Steelers defense. He's been really good for them this year. Josh Allen's been playing a good game today too. He's been sticking to his playoff form so far. Hey, we still got one more quarter to go, Teresa, for them to do that. But yeah, the Steelers have been defensively, they've been playing all right. Then they put up 10 points. So I'm surprised Josh Allen hasn't thrown a turnover yet in this game. That's probably more surprising than anything. Yeah, he took a shot by the lineman behind the back. That's not fun, taking a shot from a 350-pound man, and you ain't even see it coming. Allen going deep. Good play by the linebacker. You think that would have been a touchdown, too. That was a great coverage by a linebacker. You don't see that every day. Yeah, Mr. 100B, I can see that. I wouldn't be surprised if they went in that direction, but also I don't see Brett Veach breaking the bank for a receiver, too, if that makes sense. And if they, like, for T. Higgins or Mike Evans, I think, one, they're going to try to get someone who may not be too. Let's say Calvin Ridley, for example, inconsistent year. I don't see the Jaguars bringing him back because if the Jaguars bring him back, they actually. It's a weird scenario I heard. So if the Jaguars bring Ridley back, well, that's a good stop by the Steelers defense. If they bring Ridley back, they owe the Falcons a second round pick. So why would you do that unless you really, really believe in Ridley? And I don't know if Ridley put that kind of year to really believe in him like that. So I would like the combination of Rashee Rice as wide receiver number 1, and then Calvin Ridley, which definitely has the potential to be a wide receiver number 1, but I think it's 2 different receivers, which is what they need. One's more elusive and one more is a yak killer and aggressive. I just don't think they're going to break the bank and spend like 23 plus million on a receiver, but who knows? Good open field tackle by Fitzpatrick. That brings up 4th down. Here comes a field goal. Jay Feely said the wind has died down, so this should be an easier field goal, but it still keeps it in 2 touchdown range for the Steelers if they decide to put more points on the board tonight. He missed his first field goal. It was blocked. And he drills this one. That'll bring it 24-10. We got a 14-point game. Okay, Tristan, yeah, that makes sense. He is on his rookie deal, and the Chiefs may not move away from him either. So I think they will have a different view of him. They won't view him as a wide receiver number 1 this offseason. I really bet that. I wouldn't be surprised if they did move off of. No, he's a cheaper option. Brett Veach, he struggles to move off cheaper options. Definitely with someone who's talented, but man, we're seeing with the Giants why one, it was with Giants was attitude and injuries. With us, it's just injuries. But he's got all the talent in the world. He just can't be on the field. I'm thankful for him. He helped us win a Super Bowl. That in itself was worth the trade. All right, Pittsburgh will take over on the 25 with 1:30 left in the 3rd quarter. It's getting close to crunch time for the Steelers. It's definitely not. They score here, you really got a ball game at 24-17. But one thing the Steelers aren't known for is being explosive. And that's maybe something they need to show here. Play action. Quick pass to Allen Robinson was best off dropping that. That puts him behind the sticks. That was a loss of 2 from Robinson. Yeah, Charlie, they got the receivers to take a shot most definitely. Like you mentioned, Pickens, Deontay Johnson. Trust them. At the end of the day, if you throw a pick, you throw a pick. You're already losing by 14. Yeah, Allen Robinson was shaking up on that one. He did take a hard, solid hit. All right, here it goes. 2nd and 11. Romo just said what I said. They need to take a shot. Oh. I don't know if he thought he was Mahomes with that jump pass, but that ain't what you need to do. So 3rd and 11 is coming up for the Steelers. And right now, the Buffalo Bills, they're showing they pressure. Best believe it's going to come again on 3rd and 11 right here. Today, the Pittsburgh Steelers are 1 for 6. That's 36% on 3rd down. He got all day in pocket and can't find no one. Throw it. What a catch. Is that Pickens? That's why Chiefs Kingdom loves him. Mr. 100B, that is, I can't believe I forgot about that myself. You're right. Tight end is a need this offseason. I love Kelsey, but you're right. As the age comes on, it's time to. I'm not saying he's not a 1,000-yard receiver no more, because he definitely is, but also he doesn't need to be taking that punishment either, and you need him for the long stretch as well. And also, you do need to get Noah Gray more involved, but is he the future at the tight end position? We don't know. Oh, here's a reverse to Pickens. He picks up about 14, 15. That's solid. We don't know yet, and it's been so frustrating with me throughout the whole season that when Mahomes targets Noah Gray, he doesn't drop a pass, but we don't keep Noah Gray out there. And I'm like, it can't be trust because he doesn't drop. What are we doing? So I would love to see Noah Gray's role expanded, but I would also love to see another tight end brought on the team. And I know there's going to be people throughout this whole offseason. We got Jody Fortson, though. And yes, I am one of the biggest Jody Fortson supporters, and I love Jody Fortson, but I think the tenure with the Kansas City Chiefs is done. He's been injured the last 3 seasons, and it's been unfortunate. And it's unfortunately someone you just can't trust in. And I don't know if you put your eggs into that basket. Now, 1 year wouldn't hurt again, but the Chiefs would be running slim at tight end as well, because I don't think Blake Bell will be back or should be back, and because he's a good blocking tight end, but if that's all he's there for, I don't think that needs to be eating up a 53-man roster spot. So definitely tight end. And hey, trade up for Brock Bowers from Georgia. That'd be your Kelsey replacement. I'm pretty sure Iowa has another tight end coming out. Iowa has a tight end every year that comes out and ends up being a 1,000-yard tight end in the league. It's nuts what they be producing over there. That's like tight end to you. It's crazy how I'm just watching these injury attorneys commercials. We're in like 2024, and they still look like they've been recorded in the early 2000s. All right, we're back from commercial break. Can the Steelers make this a one-possession game? Well, we're going to find out. This is going to be interesting. They are in enemy's territory yet again. Handoff to Warren. What a run by Warren. He picks up like 5. Is that another Bill Hurt? Oh, no, he's just on the floor, catching his breath. During the regular season, the Steelers have 4 wins after trailing through 3 quarters. That's tied for most of the NFL. So you're saying there's a chance. Play action. Okay, Rudolph, you actually got some legs? That's the first time I've seen that today. That's a 1st and 10. Najee Harris is going out left as your wide receiver. It's 1st and 10 on the 31. They're approaching field goal range, but they need much more. Quick pass to Deontay Johnson. What a play by Johnson to pick up the 1st down. Gets tackled at the 18. We're in the red zone. Steelers are in business. First and 10 on the near the 20 to be exact. It's a handoff to Najee Harris. Najee Harris lunge forward for probably pickup of 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. Oh, that was his shoe. I thought his ankle was twisted the whole different direction. The Steelers have 2 players in concussion protocol. The big one is Joey Porter Jr., the cornerback, who they would desperately need if they score a touchdown here to try to get back in this. And then Allen Robinson's also in concussion protocol. It's 2nd and 7. It was a pickup of 3. Taking a shot in the end zone. I thought that was a flag. It was a snowball. I thought they were going to call the pass interference, but a snowball flew in. That was close, too. Deontay Johnson was open, too. All right, 3rd and 7. You want this. You want a touchdown. Quick pass. Good move. Oh, Deontay may have got there. Deontay does have the 1st. We got a 1st and goal. Okay, Pittsburgh. Mr. 100B, it's like, I swear, it's like me. It's like you're in my head or something. I swear, you're ruining my content coming out after in the off season. But you perfectly fine. Terry McLaurin is the #1 guy I want. I think you partnering him with Rice, 2 different kind of wide receivers, but man, both are amazing. I would love that. He's literally would be my go-to if they were to trade. Handoff to Najee Harris. He picks up probably 2. And I think that could be real possible too. Like, Commanders are kind of in a rebuild right now. They're going to want draft picks. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs don't have much to trade, but If they really want a wide receiver number one who's already signed a long-term deal, because McLaurin's already signed that deal with the Commanders, hey, go get him. Him with Mahomes would be so much fun, and he would be wide receiver number one in this offense. He's better. It's crazy. I'm not discrediting Rice, but McLaurin is phenomenal. He just needs to be put in a good offense. Touchdown Steelers. We got a game, folks. Rudolph is trying to pull off a comeback of a lifetime here. They were down 21-0. Now we got a 24-17 game. Or 24-16. Let me not count the extra point just yet. PGH Wavy, I think the Commanders might laugh at you. I would easily give that up, though, too. Boswell hits the extra point. It is 24-17. So, yeah, Teresa, the starters aren't going to go anywhere. They got a game to win or try to win. Oh, wow. That's a penalty on the Steelers for unnecessary roughness. That's going to back the kickoff more, which could give Buffalo good field range, which that's not what you want to do. Teresa, if I don't know. I really don't know. So I was going back to when MVS signed with the Chiefs. He had only one other team interested in him, and it was the New Orleans Saints. I don't know if anyone would be interested in him after this year. And Kadarius Toney, someone's going to take his shot at the potential. He's got all the potential in the world. Someone's going to sign him to a cheap contract if he's not a Chief next year. That's why I believe the Chiefs will keep him, because he's on a rookie deal. They're like, we ain't losing much keeping Kadarius Toney, so just we won't phase them as a wide receiver number one. Honestly, at this point, I'm fine with Kadarius Toney just being the kick returner and punt returner. And then if he needs to make a play, get him in every once in a while, but that may be his role. Definitely if you're not going to retain like Richie James. I think that would be worth the trade. I would take a Chipotle bowl. I feel like I'd win that trade too. Yeah, Mr. 100B, it was absurd for the Chiefs organization to really, really think Kadarius Toney was going to be wide receiver number one. For some reason, I don't want to believe they really believe that. I feel like the Chris Jones contract negotiation ruined them going after a receiver. I really want to believe that was smoke in the air, and then it just makes it look like they really believe that. But you're right. At best, Kadarius Toney could be a wide receiver 3. All right, this kickoff is underway, and it was backed up, but Boswell still booms this thing. A line drive, so let's see how that turns out to be. The 15-yard penalty didn't cost them much at all. They only got to the 30. Yeah, and Watson's still under contract too, so I can see him still being in the room. So, and they literally just need to focus on him, wide receiver number 4, not start the season off like they did this year and give him wide receiver 1 snaps. Teresa, I believe the Chiefs should keep Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He is RB2. Jerick McKinnon is older. I do not even know if Jerick McKinnon will be back because before he got hurt, play action by Allen, going deep. And the pass interference, good Lord. Damn, Pittsburgh. Do you want to win a football game here? Why is Myles Jack in coverage? That's neither here nor there, but let's get back to this. Jerick McKinnon probably won't be back, unfortunately, so that sucks. But he's an older back. He didn't get much playing time. The Chiefs will probably be looking for RB3. Will that be Deneric Prince? Will that be LaMichael Pirine? Will they draft a guy? We'll find out. But CEH probably will be running back too, and I think he's earned it. Like, he's looked really good at the back half of this year. Oh, are they going to pick up this flag? Because it was an uncatchable ball? That was an uncatchable ball. They should call this an uncatchable ball. So it's a 5-yard instead of the pass interference. They still docked him for the holding. So that'll give the Bills an automatic first down, but instead of a spot foul, it's just a 5-yard. Hand off to James Cook. James Cook finds a hole. Man, he tossed and turned, still picked up 8 yards. If the Buffalo Bills do wrap this game up, that's got to be a big emphasis for the Kansas City Chiefs. They did really good stopping Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane. They got to stop James Cook. I think he is their secret weapon. If the Bills try to get up, they're going to try to run the ball. They're trying to be a new team. Hand off to Cook again. Cook picks up the first down. That's a pickup of 3. Okay, hopefully the audio is back. My mic died on me, unfortunately. So now I'm just working with the laptop audio, so that may sound muffled. You may hear a lot of extra noise, but we got a back end of the game, so hopefully it's nothing too crazy. Coming up will be a 2nd and 5 for the Bills. We are now under 8 minutes left. The Bills are driving at the moment, too. They're getting close to field goal range, and a field goal may just do it, too. Allen runs again, slides. That's a late hit. Yep, that's a 15-yard penalty. The Steelers are playing very, very undisciplined football, showing why they are a number 7 seed and why they probably won't be advancing. That brings up a 1st and 10 for the Bills. They're on the 19. They're looking to cap this game and call it a day with the touchdown. Handoff to Cook. Cook picks up 1. This will bring it under 7 minutes left in the game. Bills have run for 155 yards today. I think Allen has like 70 on his own. Quick throw. Good. Oh, he didn't even tackle him. What a play by Shakir. He got in the end zone. That's game. That's game. That's hell of a play by Shakir. That was a beautiful play. We going to Buffalo next week, folks. I'm all up for it. That was a phenomenal play by Shakir. Oh, I thought he missed the extra point, but the wind brought it back in. This brings it to 31-17 with 6:27 remaining. Hey, Mr. 100B, I think Sky Moore thought about it because he chose the number 24. Maybe he feels like he should be a running back himself. I mean, it's not crazy. In his rookie year, the Chiefs utilized him on a lot of screenplays behind the line of scrimmage. So, hey, maybe the Chiefs could believe as more as a quote unquote offensive weapon. So what are the chances the Steelers can score 14 points and take this thing to overtime? No? Am I the only one? Okay. Maybe Rudolph will come out and just take a shot. to Pickens, and then bam, you got 31-24 with 5 minutes left. Oh yeah, Teresa, the Texans are far. They're far from an easy out. CJ Stroud's clicking. That defense is legit. D'Amico Ryan's got them boys running. I don't even think they're going to give the Ravens a struggle. I think Chiefs Kingdom just wanted to have the Texans win just so they can have another home game. But the Texans can beat the Ravens, and then you get the AFC Championship if you handle business. But I really want the narrative to be gone that Mahomes hasn't played a playoff game on the road, and then people throwing it around like he can't win one on the road in the playoffs. I want him to shut everyone up and do it in Buffalo. So I'm happy that it's in Buffalo. If that's the case, we still got 6 minutes left. We've seen wilder things happen.
Thrown for 3, ran for 1. He pointed out that Shakir's play came at such a crucial time that maybe does it off. The 52-yard run.
And the kickoff is underway. It is out of the end zone. This will be Pittsburgh's last chance to make a last knockout punch or get into the fight, to say the least. Hand off to Jalen Warren. That's an interesting way to start the drive. Maybe the Steelers want to go home too. Here comes 2nd and 10. Quick pass to Freiermuth. He picks up 8. It's 4-down territory, so they got 2 downs. Oh, Muth is hurt. It'll be 3rd and 3. Timeout called by Pittsburgh after a substitution. They'll only have 2 remaining now.
Kansas City, Houston.
I don't think anyone's wondering what it will look like. It looks like Buffalo will win. So we'll get Ravens, Texans, Chiefs at Bills. Rudolph, 3rd and 3. Warren's in the backfield. What a catch by Warren, but it went nowhere. Here comes 4th and 3. You got to go for it. All right, here's Pittsburgh's season, even though it's already probably official. Another timeout. Come on. The Bills are calling a timeout now.
Mason Rudolph. His journey to the playoffs is remarkable. There he was, the third round pick.
They could try to get all that money again. My membership was already in effect. I've already canceled it, so it will be over on the 12th and 13th. So they ain't getting no more out of me. They only got my $6. I think it's on CBS though. I think I'd be surprised if Romo and Nance isn't calling Bills Chiefs. Najee Harris is in motion. That's game. Buffalo will advance. Chiefs Kingdom. We going on the road. Oh, Pickens is pissed. He threw that football faster than when Rudolph threw his ball. Damn. Hand off to Johnson. He picks up a couple. Pittsburgh will probably make this a little longer than it needs to be by calling their timeouts. Pittsburgh actually didn't call their timeout, so we're going to approach near 4 minutes when this next play is snapped. It should be another run play. And it is. Johnson breaks it out to the outside. He gets the first, but he goes out of bounds with 4:02 remaining. Hand off to Johnson again. He gets back to the line, but they ain't trying to get much here. They're just trying to get this game over with. Pittsburgh calls a timeout. Yep, they're going to make this longer than it needs to be. Allen played a really great game. 21 to 30, 3 touchdowns. He good in the playoffs. Let's hope that Chiefs defense, which I ain't doubting, keeps that locked down. Hand off to Johnson's about to get a touchdown. Pickup of 10. And Pittsburgh won't use the timeout after the first down, so I think they've accepted their fate. Hand off to Johnson again. Rinse, cycle, repeat. We're going under 3 minutes now. I'm excited for next week's matchup. Sunday night, final game of the divisional round. We get probably the best matchup. These Bills, Chiefs, Bills, they're always the most funnest ones in the playoffs. I think it's going to live up to the hype again. In the regular season, the Bills got our number, but the Chiefs, they had a lot of miscues. So I think if the Chiefs play like they did against the Dolphins and that defense shows up and Mahomes and the offense moves the ball downfield and puts 7 up instead of 3, it's going to be a fun game. And I can see Kansas City walking out of Buffalo and going to the championship. I'm excited for this matchup. I know it may scare a lot of people, but no, I welcome going on the road. We're going to find out Mahomes. We're not going to find out what he's about, but man, he's going to show the world, hey, this doesn't just happen at home. I do this everywhere. And one, Kansas City's been a better road team this year. The Chiefs have lost 4 games at home this year. It hasn't been a home field advantage. So, hey, I welcome it wherever, whenever. And Teresa, that's valid as well. They played a -27. I don't think they got to worry about cold anymore. Oh, yeah, they want the Bills. And they want the Bills probably without the way the game lost. There wasn't that like back and forth in that game, but with jawing and all that. But no, they wanted that game because they feel like they should have won that game. And now we're coming down to the 2-minute warning. This is wrapped up. I'm excited to see this defense. This is going to be a good challenge for them, but they did good in their first matchup. If they hold the Bills, I believe the Chiefs will put up points. The Steelers put up 17. The 17 is not a lot of points, but if the Chiefs can't put up 17, there's bigger issues. I think the offense is finding its stride. I wonder how the Bills will approach the Kansas City Chiefs offense is going to be the real question. I wonder when teams start transitioning to be like, hey, maybe we need to double Rashee Rice. And if you do that and you transition there, Kelsey gets open. I wonder when teams start doing that, or if they don't, Rashee Rice is just going to eat. And I'm fine either or. And then, of course, you got Isaiah Pacheco. I'm excited. This is going to be a photo. And L'Jarius Sneed already clamped up Stephon Diggs this year. Gabe Davis will probably be healthy because everyone gets healthy coming back to KC. And Gabe Davis, he knows how to put up. He always puts up a touchdown against us. That's the thing. McDuffie, phenomenal cornerback. Just don't get beat deep. And I'm excited. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm hoping Chris Jones can disrupt back there. I hope Karlaftis can have the same type of game he had. And a lot of people thought Charles Omenihu had a very quiet game. He was actually second in Wildcard Weekend with pass rushing disruption with like 25%. These dudes are a beast. Get after the Bills. Yeah, Charlie, I'm in that same boat. It's weird what Mahomes has to check off his resume. Like, people really want to see him win on the road just to be like, okay, nah, he's the GOAT. Okay. Bring the task. Why? I believe, and Mahomes hears that talk too. He's probably excited to go on the road to show this don't change. I am him. I am who I am. But definitely with the Chiefs being on the road, the first thing you got to do, and defense will do its thing, but offense, you got to put up points fast and furious. And not just because the Bills will put up points. You want to shut up that crowd. You go up double digits early, they're going to be like, oh, really? Again? If you suck the life out of the Bills Stadium, Oh, that'd be amazing. Teresa, yeah. Wow. Maybe we still have a game. He shanked the hell out of that kick. There's no timeouts though, but he shanked that terribly. But Teresa, going back to what you said, I believe the Bills Chiefs, Bengals Chiefs is better than any AFC rivalry we got at the moment. Like that is the Chiefs rivalry right now. PGH Wavy, yeah. Hey, I'm hoping if the Chiefs come out the way they did against the Dolphins, I'm riding with them till the wheels fall off. I'm riding with them even if they look terrible, but they gave me so much faith that hey, they turned it around. Teresa, unfortunately, I see the Buccaneers with the upset. The Eagles, they just haven't looked good. Now, again, it's the same as the Chiefs, though. It's playoff time. Maybe things will change, but they look worse than the Chiefs throughout the end of the regular season. So I think the Buccaneers will pull that off. And then you start zoning in on things like the Lions can really be in the NFC Championship game because the next week, if the Bucs win, the Lions will play the Buccaneers. I'm taking the Lions in that one. And then you got the Niners and Packers. I'm taking the Niners, of course. And then Niners and Lions. What if the Lions go to the Super Bowl? What if it's a Lions and Chiefs Super Bowl from week 1 and the Chiefs try to get their revenge? I would have fun with that. I don't know how rating wise that would do. I think it may do actually phenomenal because Lions have never been, but I don't know. I would love that Super Bowl. All right, it's 2nd and 10 with 1:13. Mason Rudolph he got to put something on his resume here. Von Miller's like, I got to put something on my resume too, and he hits some incomplete pass. It's 1:09. All right, here comes 3rd and 10 for the Bills. We got, of course, any game, I'm going to go down the wire with it until it hits 0. We know what the final is already, but let's see if Rudolph can make anything happen. Freiermuth came back in the game. I was going to say big catch, but I don't know how big it is. There's under a minute left. They spiked it. They're on midfield with 52 seconds left. Tomlin's record is insane. Being over 500 for 17 seasons consecutively. That's nuts. He knows how to win. It's just when it's playoff time. Ooh, Rudolph. Oh, well, he stayed up. Then he throws it. That would have been phenomenal if it was a catch, but it wasn't. It's just when it comes playoff time for Tomlin, he just never has a good enough team as of late. Oh, wow, they call roughing the passer. Probably to the head is why. Oh, yeah, both of them hit him in his head. All right, here comes 1st and 10 for the Pittsburgh Steelers On the 35 with 45 seconds remaining. Quick catch by Najee Harris. He gonna pick up 5, and now you got the clock ticking down. Rudolph scrambles. There's a flag. Takes it out of bounds, but I gotta assume this is holding, so this is coming back. Hey, he giving it what it's worth. Hey, keep wearing down the defense.
Someone you hope just coach, his organization, you just want to see something separate. But number 19,
That wasn't even that. They called it a legal substitution. There's 20 seconds remaining in this one. I hope Steve Spagnuolo puts on a masterpiece versus the Bills and comes up with a beautiful game plan. Rudolph under center. He's going to chuck it in the end zone. He actually had a chance at Deontay Johnson, too. And I'm hoping the Chiefs put up their best offensive performance against the Bills. They're trending in the right direction. They really are. Rudolph scrambles. That's game. So Rudolph's like, I don't even want to get up. Rudolph's like, hey, I just want to go home. And the snowballs are flying. So that's what it is, Chiefs Kingdom. Sunday night. Chiefs, Bills. You already know. We going live for it. Play by play. We going to go crazy. It's going to be a great one. It's going to go down the wire. They always do with both these teams. Let's hope our Chiefs are clicking on all cylinders like they did against the Miami Dolphins, and Mahomes will get his first road playoff win. It's going to be fun. I'm stoked. I'm excited. I can't wait for this game to come up. Right now, they're talking to Josh Allen. We'll get a quick glimpse of that, and then we'll sign this thing off for the night. Wonder if they're going to bring up – they got to bring up the Chiefs matchup. But yeah, Allen finished the night 21 of 30 for 203 yards, 3 touchdowns, game manager-esque. But man, when you run for 74 rush yards and a rush touchdown, huge. Yeah, Teresa, the nervous anticipation does start now, but man, I'm more excited at that. I'll get nervous probably when the game kicks off, but mine's excited anticipation until the kickoff happens and the Chiefs start pissing me off.
They're playing really good football right now. We know the type of team that they are. Obviously, the type of quarterback that they have over there. So we're going to need everybody to build on to be here to support us. Just thanking God that, we get another chance to play today.
Appreciate it. Enjoy this fun.
They just showed the stat. The Chiefs have eliminated the Bills in 2020 and 2021. If we can make that in 2023, that would be phenomenal. But the game is slated on CBS, Paramount Plus for anyone who has it, Sunday, 6:30 Eastern. Be ready. Be prepared. It's going to be a fun one. With that, Chiefs Kingdom, I'm calling it a night. Thank y'all for tuning in for the Chiefs. Yeah, I already got it in my head. I keep saying it so many times. Thank you for tuning in on the Steelers and Bills live stream. It was a fun one. We got our matchup headed to the divisional round. Now, like Teresa said, it's time for the anticipation to build up, and it's time to game plan and see what they got in store for us. That means I will have videos throughout the week. I will have shorts throughout the week, and then we go on live for the game on Sunday. It's going to be fun. Let's get ready. Let's have a good time. Y'all have a great rest of your evening. I'm checking out. Y'all take care. Peace.